Alright guys, let's just chill and watch the sunset. So I'll try not to rock, I know it probably makes you sick. But today was quite the long day. I just got off the phone with a Colombian lady named Jennifer Lopez, who had a bad accent, and her voice over IP, the limiter and the noise gate on it were not properly set, and so it was very difficult to communicate, so let's say that. But I got the skeleton for the website. It's not what I asked for, but it's what I'll have to work with, and we'll see how it goes. I hope you guys can hear me okay, because it seems really fucking noisy out here. Maybe I gotta go to the backyard. But I like sitting on the front porch sometimes. Anyways, I went to Recoil today, and shit ton of returns. I hadn't been there in like almost 2 weeks, so it was kind of built up, and got a lot of that stuff. A lot of it's the same old stuff. A lot of stuff we have to just test and get moving. But I got a lot of orders done, but I ran out of time today to pack them, to make them out today. So I'm going to probably stay late tonight, pack a lot of orders, and then everything will go out tomorrow. So I got a lot of stuff going. But thank you for your patience, everybody. Let's see, it's been nothing but battles today. So there's a comedian named Paul Goebel. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. I don't care. Anyways, he contacted me today and was like, "Is this you?" And so I don't know if you guys remember, there's a comedian, Savannah Hernandez, that I promoted a little bit back. I had had a run-in with one of her wannabe boyfriends, and I had made a video about it. Well, Savannah created a little bit of a fib to draw sympathy, and I don't care, but this guy Paul did, and I guess he was standing up for her honor or some bullshit. And it's hilarious the way that just people, I guess it's social justice warriors. Like, I don't care about any of that stuff. I think all that stuff's stupid. It's like, I like Jordan Peterson. It's like, if you want to have those sort of weird things, the pronouns and all that kind of shit, you need to negotiate that. I'm not just going to do it on my own. You're not going to change society. Shut the fuck up. And when you try to force things like that on people, it's basically forced slavery, communism, rape, for lack of a better word. It's like a social rape. They're just forcing themselves on you, and if you don't do what they say, then they explode and become overly sensitive on you. But he's got a show. I'm not sure what the show is, but he's promoting it. It's, I think, 8 o'clock tomorrow at the Thunderbird Room. If I want to, I don't really care, but I guess I somehow offended him by saying the joke that I said to Savannah Hernandez a while back, and so now he wants to cancel me. And I'm like, I already been canceled, bro. Nobody in the comedy scene really likes me, and I'm okay with that. I've done just fine without any help. And I just find it so entertaining the way that everybody just, I don't know, it's like a creepy little microcosm of weird thoughts and people that go to college and think that they're right without having any really common sense or alternative perspective, seeing things through other people's points of view. So I can see things through other people's points of view. The problem is that when some people have trained themselves so that they sort of want to put you in a trap, and it's like these mind games and all this other bullshit. They can't just shoot straight. And I think that's why you guys like my channel. I think that's why you guys like me. So because I don't play any of that stuff. All that stuff is completely unnecessary, and it adds to the frustration of our society, and it actually divides the culture into those who know and those who don't know, and those who have and those who have not, and all that kind of shit. So, and that I don't think we need that. So, I think there's enough of that on our own, and just by the money that people have. So, because when you get more money, typically you move to a better neighborhood, and that's how you get away from shitty poor people. So, and of course, not all poor people are shitty, because there's a lot of shitty rich people too. So, but typically that's why people like me move to Texas, because they just want to get away from shitty people in general. But oh gosh, let's see what else. I got a 9500 10-inch motor today, and I got coils in dual for the 9500 10-inch motor from David Moore at PSI, Pink Star Industries. So, but yeah, try not to bug David. He's really, really busy. But if you like throw him a bunch of money and tip him well and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, you can get some product out of him. You don't have to wait for the website. Just be nice. Be nice. Be as professional as possible. Be as patient as possible. It still took him like a week from the initiation to the actual execution of the order. So, but which I was fine. And then he got a priority mail, and fucking 2 days later it was here. So there's Gibby. So we had counseling today, and that was I don't want to say violent, but it was definitely rambunctious because of all the stuff that's been happening with stand-up and all that stuff. I gotta go back and review some of these videos on what I've told you guys and what I haven't. So, but and Sherry and I have been going through a lot. I think she's still going through a lot of menopause, and so she'll have like crying spells and things like that, and we still don't know what it's about. And then we saw Everly today. That was very nice. So it was by accident. So on the way back from Recoil, Sherry had some socks for Rachel. I guess Rachel's broke because of the position I put her in, according to her. But we were dropping some socks off to her, and lo and behold, guess who was visiting? The little Everly. So I don't think she recognized me, because I haven't seen her in like 2 years, but I just played it cool because I realized that Rachel did not mean for this to happen, because Rachel had vowed that I will never see the baby again and all this kind of stuff. And so, but I got to see her, and I said, "Hey, baby," like when Dave Chappelle tells that joke. I think it's the end of fucking what's the name of that special? I think it's Killing 'Em Softly. He talks about the baby selling drugs. So I always have that in my head when I see her, and I go, "Hey, baby." And so I got to say that to her, and then we just turned the car around and left, no drama. And then we had texted Rachel, the mom, quickly, and just said, "Hey, we had no idea that she was going to be there. Very sorry. We want to, monitor your boundaries and honor your wishes and respect your wishes." And then we just leave it like that. And so then this whole thing with the comedian Paul Goebel came up tonight, and I had invited, because I want to go there tomorrow. So, and he was acting like a hothead macho guy, like somehow we're gonna fight or something like that. And I'm like, he's an idiot. And then he blamed me for for Courtney Wallstrom's suicide, and then he goes back and says that he was joking, and I'm like, this guy's a fucking hack, piece of shit. I'll put a link to one of his social medias or something like that. Then you guys can do your own research, and if he's a good guy, then you can follow him. I don't give a shit. So, but I invited Mark and Josh to go to the show tomorrow and at least get some dinner, like whatever. And so, but he only had like 8 RSVPs, but I'll post the link to the show. And so if there's anybody local that wants to see me there and just watch the show, I have I don't want to let that secret out. Okay. So, but yeah, if you want to see me at the show, I won't be performing, of course, but I will be there, and it's on I think 7th Avenue and Indian School. It's called, I think, anyways, I'll put the link in the thing or whatever, and it's on Facebook. So, but Sherry, let me go. Maybe we can do it on the scooter route. Oh, what's up, Mama? We get pee-pee poo-poos?
Yeah, some of them.
Some of them. They do good?
Yeah.
Okay. How you doing?
Good.
Just making a little video, watching the sunset.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
Yeah. Watching crazy people go by and telling everybody about my day. I just feel exhausted. I got off that fucking Zoom call and anyways, the lady was a bad communicator. She had an accent, and I know they're from the company that did it farmed it out to Colombia, which I'm whatever, that's fine. But it was like it was voice over IP, so it wasn't very good and all that other stuff. And I was like, okay, fuck, god damn it. So, but I told everybody about you and I went to counseling today, and that was, I mean, it felt good, but there's a lot of stuff that we got to get out with you. Yeah. So some of the issues that we've been running into may or may not be related to Sherry's menopause. And so, yeah, but it doesn't matter. We still got to work on them. So, but some of the issues have been trust related. And there was a thing that happened some years back where Sherry basically felt like she wanted more security, and she wanted, because, well, like I was maxing out the credit cards all the time and things like that. I was on a growth spurt. I was trying to maximize return, and she demanded that she have like $1,200 in her account, and I was like, I didn't want to, of course, but I was like, if it'll make our relationship better, cool, no problem. So I think I gave her her own card, like for groceries or whatever, and I had like $600 limit on it, just not too big, just whatever. And I wasn't gonna, use it or anything like that. So it was just for her shit, so that she could do house stuff. And she had the $1,200. Guess what? Did it make us closer? Did it all of a sudden satisfy her so that she would be on my team? No, not at all. In fact, it did the opposite. So now she's like, it's funny because she used to do this shit when we were in the car, like when we first got married, and I would drive, and sometimes a guy needs to do something a little aggressive or something that she doesn't expect. And I'm dead sure that this has happened in other relationships, not just mine. So, but it was funny, what she used to do is, like, when I'd make a sharp turn or I'd stop real quick, she would give me this look, and then she would put on her seatbelt. Like, bitch, you're already supposed to have your seatbelt on, first of all. And then second of all, that you give me this look like, now I have to put my seatbelt on because of you. And I'm like, oh my God. So, but there's Sherry, when you're young like that, we were in our 20s, it's not really that big a deal, because you solve the problem at the end of the day or the week or whatever with sex, and then everything kind of resets, and you got to work, and you got to you kind of forget that stuff. Well, it seems like Sherry and her sisters, because it's not just Sherry and her sisters seem to not want to forget and not want to forgive, which I'm actually fine with. It's like let's negotiate it. But that's the problem, is Sherry doesn't want to negotiate either. She doesn't want to talk about it. And I'm like, you can't solve the problem unless you talk about it. And so one of the issues that I've been having come up is that, like, we live together. We see each other every day. But she has judgments about things that I do, and instead of asking me about them, instead of investigating, she jumps to a conclusion, typically gets butthurt, and then makes a decision without consulting me based on that false judgment. That's a problem. And Sherry either wasn't aware of it or didn't care, and so that becomes a very big problem in a relationship when it's just me and her. We got this huge property to maintain, and it's a lot of work, and there needs to be a lot of communication. And when there isn't, it just becomes very, very difficult. So, especially with considering the things that I want to do. I want to go to the moon. I want to go to Texas. I want to make movies. I want to do all that kind of stuff. And I get to the point where I've been sort of eliminating people from my life. And I talked about that today too, about and I want to do a whole video, like maybe like a Sunday sermon with you guys about that, and the things that I learned how to do through Robert Kiyosaki's program, which is basically evaluating, going down your balance sheet. That's what it's called. And what you do is you go down your balance sheet and you look at all your assets, all the things that put money in your pocket, and then you compare it to your liabilities. and all the things that cost you money every month. And sometimes they cost you money, sometimes they cost your time and patience and all kinds of other stuff. And what I challenge you guys to do is go through your life and write down all the people that you know, or at least that you interact with on at least once a month. How's that? So people that you interact with at least once a month, and put down in which column they are, whether they're a liability or if they're an asset. And so when you start thinking this way, things get really interesting. And you start evaluating, wow, my time is really valuable, right? Because most of you guys don't value your time the way that you probably should in order to get the kind of results that you want. But when you start doing that, it really creates clarity about who is in your corner helping you succeed and who is in your corner stabbing you in the back. Now, sometimes it's family or friends or even your spouse that's stabbing you in the back, and you may be putting up with it, or you may tell yourself all kinds of lies to justify it. And they may be telling themselves, they may not even be aware of it. And so, but I tell you what though, it starts to create clarity. Now, does it create turmoil? Yes. And I think we were driving and we were talking about this today. One of the things Sherry's dad used to talk about was don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat. And my defense for that is, well, what if the boat is full of dead babies? And so Sherry started laughing, and she's like, dead babies? And I go, yeah. I go, well, because it sort of mingles with the metaphor of throwing the baby out with the bathwater. And I think I've said that to you guys before too. It's like, if that baby is dead, throw the baby out and the bathwater, and then fucking scrub that tub, sparkly clean. Don't rock the boat. That's the dumbest thing in the world, because if the boat is full of shit or dead babies or whatever it is, you need to just dump that boat and scrub it out real good, or even just set the whole fucking thing on fire and move on. So there's nothing wrong with rocking the boat. In fact, if the boat is stable, right, or whatever it is, it should be able to take some rocking, okay? So, and of course, the metaphor in this is it could be your job, it could be your career, it could be people you work with, it could be your family, it could be all kinds of things. So, and what you have to contrast is your sacrifice, is your peace, is your silence worth hanging out with all that shit, those dead babies or that whatever's in the boat? Is that even worth it? And see, and that's where it becomes like, I go back to a lot of these comedians in Phoenix. There's a lot of policies, and this actually happens in families too, where they're like, oh, don't talk bad about other comedians, don't do this. There's like rules in comedy, like they're not written, but they're just the rules that you're supposed to follow. And I never followed them because, the idea behind never talking bad about another comedian, there's several reasons for that, but one of them is that you're supposed to value relationships, because the idea is that you never want to burn a bridge that you don't have to. And I disagree with that, because a lot of these people that say, oh, you shouldn't talk about the bad, I'm like, these motherfuckers been talking bad about me for years, and nobody says anything to my face. Everybody is a fucking coward. And so then when I call them out on it, or I want to be an adult and I say, hey, if you got a beef, let's discuss it. Nobody wants to discuss it. Nobody wants to, then they call me drama. They're like, why are you causing all this drama? And I'm like, because there's dead babies in the boat and they stink, and I don't want to put up with this shit. Don't rock the boat. Don't rock the boat. So I don't value certain relationships. If certain relationships don't pay out, I cut them from my life. What's the point of hanging on to them? Now, some of you may say, oh, that's cruel. That's, whatever. You have some sort of judgment on that. I got shit to do, man. I got to get to the moon. I want to make my time very important and precious. I don't have time for looky-loos. I don't have time for, that's one of the reasons why I don't do installs anymore. I don't open my gates to the public. For the most part, there's just too much dumb to fix and not enough time. I don't have enough time to do all the cool things that I want to do. So, but it was funny. I'll put a link to the thing on the Facebook. So back to Paul Gobel or whatever his name is. He sent me this a screenshot of Savannah Hernandez basically being a fake victim and being a liar. And so I defended myself and I explained the whole thing, and I even gave him a link to the video. And and of course the whole thing was a loaded question and a trap, and I knew it was a trap, and it was fine. And I gave it to him with both barrels. And then of course he posts the whole thing, those screenshots. And again, I don't know this guy. I've never met him. I don't remember meeting him. He just out of the blue, he's like, "Did you say this to Savannah?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I explained it to him. And so then he posted, he's like, "You asked for it." Like somehow I'm going to be canceled or ridiculed by all of his friends, and he doesn't have a lot of friends. And there's like this one black lady who in California that I think is actually pretty cool, but she's like been trying to dog me, and she's not doing a very good job at it. But you guys can join in on that conversation if you want to see all that stuff, all the drama. And I've been kind of poking the bear and feeding the fire while I was pooping or peeing or eating or something like that whenever I had spare time, because it was the most entertaining thing on my phone at that time. So, but let's see, shipping orders. What else? That was about it. It was a long day today, though. Mm-hmm. And I've only been back to my office once today, and that was to get on that stupid Zoom call with the stupid website lady. So, and she was giving me attitude, dude. Oh my God. She was like getting short and angry with me because I couldn't fucking understand her. I'm like, voice over IP, and then also you got your accent, like, ba 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 ba, like, no. So, but anyways, and I did my best not to make it her fault, and I did my best to be fairly patient with her, and then she started getting short with me. I was like, no, motherfucker, I paid you money to do this. So it was only $150, but you guys can check it out. I'll put a link to the thing. Hopefully it has some sort of affiliate program so that I can make $2 a month on referrals. So anyways, I got to talk to the DIY audio guy. I think he either did a review or is doing a review, but Recoil Audio is not going out of business. And so just so we're clear on that, they had some problems with their website, and I don't have the time to work on it. I don't have the time to work on my website, let alone their website. I would love you guys' help on proofing it, going through and seeing if you find grammatical errors or specification errors or things like that. That would be helpful. And just making sure there's symmetry between the Amazon ads and also the website, so that it's seamless, because eventually they want to get off Amazon, but that's like trying to get off heroin. It's not always easy. So, but let's see, DIY audio guy, he gave a really good review on the 600.1. He actually said that you could put 40 amp fuses in there and it would still be badass. Like it does like 700 watts or something like that. And I was like, that sounds about right. So, because again, Larry F had a finger in that. And again, these are just off the shelf amps. They're not like custom or anything like that. So, oh, that was the other one. Tony Baloney's thing. So I had talked to the guys at Recoil about Tony Baloney, Demore Engineering, and I think they already have a copy, and they want to see if it's any good. And if it is any good, they'll just copy it and sell it for cheaper. That's how China goes. And if you have a patent, they have a whole team of people. This is not just Tony, but this is anybody. So, but I was going through Tony's patents the other day on Google Patent. Google has a dedicated website just for patents. You have to Google Patent in order to get to the website. Then once you get to the website, you can search somebody's name like Tilo Stompler, Bob Carver, any of those guys, Ghetto Bird. And including Tony Demore, and number one, I think it's Rodriguez. I forget Juan's last name. Sorry, but anyway, he put Juan on there for his most recent patent, which is I thought was hilarious. Tony's most recent patent that you can see a link to on his LinkedIn page is really just putting a battery in the power supply of an amplifier. That's it. So, but he got a patent for it, and now, if you want to put a battery on the power supply of your amplifier, you got to pay him a royalty or he's going to come after you. So it's the dumbest thing in the world. But, a lot of stuff gets patented either by ornamental or for other reason. Just because it's unique doesn't mean it works and doesn't mean it's effective. It's more of an ego thing, and you can actually refer to Elon Musk about a lot of the patents and the reason to patent things and things like that. It's really kind of dumb now. So especially because if you want any good change in the world, you really have to be open about it, open source about your stuff. And that's why one of the reasons why Tesla is being open about their software and some other stuff. So their technology, they want more people in the marketplace. They want more good minds working on their tools and their machines and things like that. We need a lot of help transforming the world into this, into the Jetsons. So, but I'll leave you with that. We're at 25 minutes. And I want to go on a little bit of a critter cruise. I'll do a separate video on that and see if we come across anything. We came across a guy last night, and he was so sneaky. So he was hiding behind a little footing for a street lamp, and he had a gray sleeping bag. And in the way that I was looking at it, the angle, I couldn't see him. And then I was like my spidey sense was tingling. I was like, somebody's here. But I couldn't put my finger on it. And then I go over and I look down and there he is. Next to the where somebody had taken a big dookie splattery shit. It was really gross. But whatever, if you're gonna be homeless. And I tried to coach him too, because I had a conversation. Did I talk about this in a video? I don't know if I talked about this.
So.
I had a conversation the other day with Kevin Hernandez, who is the neighborhood liaison for homelessness and blight and things like that in my district, in my area. And so he finally got back to me, which was really nice, and I had a really good conversation with him about him. I told him, I said, dude, do a profile on me or something like that, and let the cops know in this area that I'm a good guy. I'm like the fucking ghetto superhero. I'm picking up trash. I'm trying to stomp out graffiti, and I go around the neighborhood and I kill weeds. So I just sometimes people can't get to stuff, and I don't want to judge them. And when I'm driving around, it bothers me. So I do something about it. So that's all. It has nothing to do with OCD or anything like that. But I do stuff like that with manual labor in order to entertain that stuff, because OCD never goes away. You just learn to manage it better. So, but anyways, I think that's a long enough video. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I can't believe Instagram page fucking blew up. It's actually more than the YouTube page as far as subscribers go. And I was ignoring the Instagram page. I'm like, I don't know what you guys want. Because the Instagram doesn't really give users a way to feedback in a way that YouTube does. YouTube has the comments, and I'm able to reply to the comments much easier, the interface. Instagram is more phone-based, and the text is too small, and I can't read it. And then the desktop interface is clumsy and slow and weird, and it doesn't always, like when I go into my Messenger, because they have now Messenger on Instagram, when I go into my Messenger on Instagram, it doesn't always show everybody I've had a conversation with. So then I got to go to my fucking phone, and then I go, okay, you're on my phone, but you're not on the desktop version, and it's dumb. Anyways, but I don't really like Instagram, but it's effective, and I get a lot of you guys calling me about stuff, which is fine. I try to point you to the fucking YouTube page, because that's where I prefer it. But keep your questions coming. I try to respond to all of them. Thank you very much, guys. Oh, somebody's calling. I gotta go. I'll talk to you later. I love you. Bye.